Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Untold Scandal, a Korean romance drama hybrid from 2003 that is loosely based on the 18th century French novel Dangerous Liaisons. Now, I have not read the novel, despite having previously seen two other film adaptations of it. Now, this is set towards the end of the Joseon Dynasty period. Madame Jo is seen as a devoted wife, but she secretly resents the restrictions placed upon her by society. Because of this, she has held many discrete relationships with other men. And Do-yeon is an accomplished scholar who has a passion for seducing women. So Madame Jo was this man's first love, but since her marriage, they have engaged in high-stake games of seduction and love involving other people, kind of manipulating them. Now, Madame Jo then sets Do-yeon upon the innocent So-ok, who will become her husband's concubine. So she's not a fan of this. So she wants Do-yeon to impregnate this girl and, kind of get back at her husband for taking a concubine. So if Do-yeon succeeds in this, then Madame Jo will agree to sleep with him for the first time, as he's always wanted, apparently. But if he fails, then he must become a monk. So it's a pretty high-stakes game of manipulation here. Meanwhile, Do-yeon's attention falls upon Lady Sue, a devout Catholic who has remained chaste since her husband's death 9 years earlier, and that's where most of his focus is. So he's basically got two attempts at manipulation that are going here. So that's basically the plot of the film. So yes, this is yet another film that I'm reviewing that revolves around dishonest characters. Both of the leads in this are rather devious, and use every emotional ploy at their disposal to manipulate others to their advantage. Truly, really the most interesting aspect of watching this film is to see Madame Jo and Do-yeon pull strings and use strategies to influence the lives of the people around them. That's essentially the film in a nutshell. And thankfully, the overall quality of Untold Scandal is high enough to make it work. Now, South Korea tends to do a really good job of portraying their historical culture on the big screen. And this is another example. It really does transport the viewer back to 18th century Korea with all of its cultural detail and nuance. If that period of time interests you, then you may enjoy this film. There's also quite a bit of nudity and sex on display in this one. It gets pretty sultry. Not nearly as much as something like The Treacherous, or even The Handmaiden, right? But it is there, and it makes Untold Scandal a film that is not for the kiddies. But still, its sensuality is mostly portrayed in kind of a classy way that emphasizes the foreplay of many situations instead of the actual act of sex itself. And in that sense, this has kind of a stifling sultriness to it, that I enjoyed. The acting, very good, all around, with the most recognizable face likely being actress Do-yeon, who has had an impressive career of interesting titles that include, but are not limited to, Harmonium in My Memory, I Wish I Had a Wife, No Blood, No Tears, Secret Sunshine, My Dear Enemy, and The Shameless. So this is one of the best actresses in contemporary South Korean cinema, in my opinion. So is there anything about Untold Scandal that could have been improved? The only thing that slightly pops out is the tempo. This film is over 2 hours long, and it does feel like it. It moves at a methodical pace, and even though it does a good job of maintaining the viewer's interest throughout, I still felt like it was a tad too long in spots, you know what I mean? So this is not as purely entertaining as something like The Royal Tailor. So if you choose to watch this, be sure to go in expecting a deliberately paced film that's very good. Untold Scandal was one of the most popular Korean films of 2003 in its home country, believe it or not, even though you don't really hear people in the US or internationally talk about this film that much. And it's available on Region 1 DVD in the United States with English subtitles. And as always, I'll see you next time.